Omicron COVID variant, prompting new travel restrictions and warnings around the world. In fact, here in New York, Governor Kathy Hochul declared a state of emergency as we brace for a potential spike in cases, even though no cases have been detected in the United States as of yet. Dr. Anthony Fauci says it's not a matter of if the new variant comes, but when. Take a listen.
But as we all know, when you have a virus that has already gone to multiple countries, inevitably it will be here. The question is, will we be prepared for it? And the preparation that we have ongoing for what we're doing now with the Delta variant just needs to be revved up.
And the latest strain was first discovered 20 days ago in South Africa. But since then, it's spread to 6 different countries, including Britain, Italy, and Israel. So joining us this morning is Dr. Waleed Javaid, the Director of Infection Prevention and Control at Mount Sinai. Good morning, Dr. Javaid. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We have so many questions for you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So do you know what the latest count of people who've been infected with the Omicron variant is? We're not aware of any in the U.S. so far.
So there has been a few cases, I believe Canada just announced. So the numbers are variable and they will continue to change. But I think the most of the cases are currently in South Africa. And that's really where we're trying to learn a lot more from.
Yeah. You know, so as of right now, people were doing a lot of reading over the weekend, and you hear all these different facts about the mutations of the virus, but a lot of it can go over people's head. So what makes Omicron different than, say, the Delta variant in a way that people could really understand?
So I think one of the things people need to understand is that this is not the first variant, and Delta variant wasn't the first variant. The virus by its nature does mutate a little bit with the future generations, and it tends to have some mutations or some changes from its parent virus. We have seen, for example, a UK variant before, a South African variant, Delta variant, and then very recently this Omicron variant, but there has been several others variants. I believe you would remember New York variant, for example. What makes Omicron different than Delta is the type of mutations or number of mutations. Delta has a few and Omicron has several or many. The concern really when scientists look in their lab and look at these mutations as they have done in the previous viruses is that it looks like it might not respond to medications as well, may not have the same efficacy, or it might spread more. And Delta and the Omicron variant seems like it might do all those things. Delta variant had a few less mutations and didn't seem like it was that difficult to transmit as compared to this. Yeah, go ahead.
Does it appear then that the Omicron variant is mutating faster than the previous variants that we've heard about?
No. So the virus itself, it's a generation of viruses. So, but like the virus does mutate, the coronavirus does mutate. It's not that the virus is mutating faster. It has a lot of mutations.
Okay.
It already has the mutations, and the medications may or may not work as well as for the Delta variant.
Right, and you touched upon the vaccine right there, and obviously it's too early to tell, but the first Omicron case was detected on November 8th in South Africa, right? So what are you hearing from the medical community about the symptoms related to this variant, how they differ from others?
It's the same coronavirus. It's just like the regular viral illness with the coronavirus that we already know. The one thing that we have heard more, and again, this is more about people saying what they're seeing versus more scientific literature, which will be coming by soon. But what we understand is the illness itself seems milder.
Okay, so it does appear to be milder. But based on the data that researchers are already collecting to learn more about this particular variant, how long is this process going to take? And how do we know what to do to protect ourselves? Or should we just continue to do what we've been doing?
We already know what to do to protect ourselves. And I think one of the core things about this virus, as Delta variant and other variants is, as we know about these variants, is that it thrives on people who are unvaccinated. We need to get vaccinated. If we are already vaccinated, we need to get boosted. We need to make sure our immunity is high enough, and then we need to make sure we wear our mask, we wear our, we do our hand hygiene,
Right.
we protect ourselves, and we protect everybody else.
Doctor, we're almost out of time here, but I think as we go into the holiday season, right, more people get vaccinated and they get their booster shots, it's still important to get tested sometimes before these large gatherings, right? Will a PCR test or a rapid test, or even those at-home ones that you can buy from a Walgreens or a CVS, will they be able to detect this new strain?
So there has been some concerns about it missing one of the targets for the PCR test, but that remains to be seen, and that's something that we would hear from CDC if all of them will be effective or not. But that's another thing that actually helps us detect the Omicron variant more quickly. So there's a little bit. I think we will get to know a lot more things in upcoming weeks, and it might actually give us more advantage than actually disadvantage in these.
Okay. Dr. Javaid, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us this morning. Again, we had so many questions, and thank you for clearing up what you could this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.